Hello everyone, I hope you all are having an amazing day. This is Rattle speaking, and today we're going to be covering some brand new horse gaming news, and welcome to another edition of What's Happening Horse Games. Today we're going to be chatting about Star Stable Online, we're going to be talking about the demo that released for Horse Racing Manager, Unbridled's early access release, and a little announcement that Rival Stars made, which I just kind of wanted to touch on because I just found it interesting. But before I do get into that, I want to discuss a slightly worrying thing that has been happening. A couple of people have been contacting me about the Better SSO server. For those of you who might not know, Better SSO is a private server for Star Stable Online, and some of the posts that have been coming out of there have been a little bit rough. These are some of the things that people have been sending me. So apparently there was a rule change, and this sort of just caused this, essentially. This has been happening in the last couple of days. They're using the N-word, they're using slurs. It's been getting a little bit rough. So for those of you who are in this server, just kind of be aware that this has been happening and that it's probably not going to stop. I might make a video on it. It kind of depends on how bad it gets and sort of, what's going on. But the reason why I wanted to talk about it here is to just make people aware of what is going on in these private servers. And really with any cheat engine type thing that you kind of join, these are the types of people that you are more than likely going to be interacting with. So just kind of be careful. Don't get sucked into these types of places, and if you're uncomfortable with something like this, just leave, because it's not worth it to stay in places like this in any case. But I just kind of wanted to touch on it. It is getting a little worse there. It's apparently getting quite common to kind of talk like this. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on it, and if any of you have any more stories or you think that I really should make a video about it, please let me know and I'll start doing some investigative work. Alright, but let's get into some delicious horse gaming news, because we cannot have a horse game day without drama, can we? It's like so fetch. I should not have said that, I'm sorry. Alright, so the first thing that I just briefly want to touch on are two games, which is Tales of Rein Ravine and Equestrian the game. Both of these games have very much slowed in any sort of updates. Tales of Rein Ravine is absolutely worse than Equestrian the game at this point. With Tales of Rein Ravine, I'm just going to call it Rein Ravine, has the last update that they had was on the 13th of October 2024, which is also the last update that is being seen on their Steam page. So this has been very quiet. I have tried to reach out to the developer. Hopefully I'll be able to get in touch with them soon. But just wanted to kind of give everyone a little bit of an update. It has been very quiet, Tales of Rein Ravine. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, as the developer is very well known for going very quiet for a few months and then suddenly dropping an update. This is sort of has been their modus operandi for a very long time. But yeah, just wanted to kind of give you guys an update on what's going on with Rein Ravine. Very quiet right now. We're going to hope for something in the near future. Okay, moving on to just Equestrian the game as well. It's been very quiet. 12th of February they launched a old event, which is what they always do. They made some patch updates on the 21st of January, and they gave us some stuff for Valentine's Day. Yeah, people aren't very happy with Equestrian the game, and it does seem like they are slowly stepping away from the game, which is a bit of a disappointment. Let's actually just go double check on the website. This is not the website. Where the fuck am I now? Where the fuck am I now? That was not the website. Where am I going? What's my name? Alright, I found the website. I'm very smart. Stop telling me I'm stupid. So let's just go check here if there is any news. Yeah, that's the last one. Was on 19th of September 2024 was that they were going to add the new a new breed, which was the Oldenburg. So yeah, ETG has slowed to a damn crawl. I am quite curious to see when it will finally be officially abandoned. I don't think we will get an announcement for that. It is already possibly abandoned. They're just sort of just popping little updates into it to keep it going so that they can continue to make money out of it, because it is still something that they probably want to continuously make money out of. So yeah, it's probably just gonna slowly just kind of hover in a state of limbo for eternity at this point, which is kind of sad, because like Equestrian the game had a lot of potential, and here we are. Okay, so next point that I kind of want to discuss is Star Stable, because Star Stable has been making some really fucking fun updates. Let's get into this puppy. All right, so let me give you a little bit of background. Star Stable has gardening in the game. The gardening allowed players to sort of farm light. The light they could exchange for Jorvik shillings, and then the Jorvik shillings they could then use to purchase items. Great. Now, the gardening was the best way to sort of make Jorvik shillings in the game, because it gave you just a lot of seeds, and the seeds you could sell, 5 seeds you could sell for 100 light. So we're going to get into this a little bit. Now, about a week ago, Star Stable decided to nerf the gardening, which really upset players. So I wasn't sure exactly how this worked, and a player, Difficult Mind 793, was very nice enough to reply and kind of explain to me what happened. So here we go. I'm going to read this comment because this will give you some context. So before they fixed the bug the first time, this was last week, I could easily get 800 plus lights, replant my whole garden, and still have around 60 to 80 seeds left over from a full harvest. That means I collected 84 plants, got around 120 to 160 seeds, replanted, and then traded the extra seeds for 100 light per 5 seeds. That usually gave me 2,000 to 3,000 total lights, Jorvik shillings, depending on how lucky I was with the harvest. So last week, after the bug fixed, they nerfed the seed gain by a lot. Even if you started with 20 seeds and fully planted the garden, there was a chance you wouldn't even make enough seeds to replant everything. Basically, being in a minus seed situation, so a negative seed situation. Crafting was still 100 lights per 5 seeds, but since you barely had any extra seeds, you couldn't trade them in for lights anymore. The lights from harvesting were also nerfed, and I'm pretty sure they dropped it from 10 per 5. For 10 per plant to 5. Alright, so after this update, Star Stable said, hey guys, this was a bug in the game, so we're very sorry, but we'll find a way to make it happen. Because people were very upset about it, because this was a decent way to make money, because Star Stable is pretty well known for kind of putting a stranglehold on players, and we really can't make a lot of money. It is so difficult to make any sort of Jorvik shillings in this game. And remember, you're paying $80 for this game on top of monthly star coins that you have to purchase. You do get premium currency, 100 in a week, but it's like you have horses you have to buy, you have gear that you want to buy, you have pets that you want to buy, and everything basically costs star coins, except for the gear, which you can purchase with Jorvik shillings. So it's a nice way to kind of at least get something that you want. All right, so now they nerfed it. So then today, or yesterday, the day before, I don't know when the fuck this video is going out, so after today's update, they seem to have rebalanced everything. From the full harvest I've done so far, I'm getting around 800 lights, 100 to 130 seeds per harvest, which leaves 30 to 50 left over, and now the exchange is 50 lights per seeds, which is just sad. That means I'm only getting 1,000 to 1,500 Jorvik shillings essentially per harvest now. So the argument that they made that this was a bug that they fixed absolutely does not hold up to scrutiny, because what they wanted to do was they wanted to force players to grind even more, because they were upset that players were purchasing with Jorvik shillings more gear than they should have. So they nerfed it. And it's like, I spoke about this in my last video. Why do people cheat? This is why people cheat. Because this causes frustration. This causes people to become upset. Why did you do this? Why would you fuck players over this badly? There was this one situation with Anthem, like a long time ago, where essentially Anthem sort of, Anthem was very loot light. The game didn't drop a lot of loot, so there was a bug that popped up that caused the players to get better loot, and players were loving the game. And then, like, it was BioWare. They removed the bug, and then people were like, no, put the bug back in. That made your game fun. And this is the exact same situation. It's like, if it was a bug, then SSO, put the fucking bug back in. But it clearly wasn't a bug, because they are deliberately hobbling players. I'm very pissed off about this, and I think players have a right to be as well. But anyway, just wanted to say thank you to Difficult Mind 793 for giving me this explanation. This is a very frustrating situation for a lot of players, myself included, because I didn't even know about this damn harvesting thing, and now I'm just extra pissed off, because I could have bought my gear, and I really wanted to buy pretty things, and now I can't. I'm just annoyed. Anyway, so that's the situation with the Star Stable right now. I also... Oh yeah, the Archery I just wanted to touch on this because this is really, really, really annoying. So Star Stable decided to add archery into their game, and it is, you know what? I'm going to go find a video. Alright, so I found a video about it. So CC Creations made a video about a month ago about what the targeting was going to be. I'm just going to mute this so I don't get kind of knocked over that. So this is CC Creations, and she is showing us how the archery is going to work. And I'm going to explain this very briefly because this was really stupid. So you literally walk up, and then you sit and you wait. This is not in the game. You just sit and you wait for that little cursor to get into the to that. That's it. That's all you do. You wait until that happens, and then you click a button, and then you get a point. That's the entirety of it. That's the entirety of this game. I wasn't a little disappointed. I was very disappointed. I want to kind of get into some of the comments that people left because this was really funny. So here is I kind of just made a comment where I just said I just feel dead inside because it's awful. And Rose Peachcat says, I'm just trying it out, and what the actual heck, it is so boring. You just stare at the screen for like 5 minutes. It would be fine if you could at least slightly direct the arrow with the WASD buttons for the mouse, but no. And then next, Luminous Mage says, I don't like how we can't move the crosshair, and it might just be me, but it's not responding sometimes when I click the crosshair. It takes forever to get near the bullseye. Angel Wasteland, I at least wish we could aim. Yes, I wish we could aim. Agile Prompt 6282 says, yes, total letdown. In true SSO fashion, they hype it up to be something grand, and it turns out mediocre, lackluster. I literally said out loud, that's it. And yes, it is so disappointing. Like, I am very disappointed. You can go read some of the comments here. Thank you all for responding to this, but it's the most disappointing that Faster says, bro, it's fucked. Yeah, well, I'm not exactly complaining here. Here's someone that says that they like it. That's fair. If you like it, that's good, but most people are very disappointed. I was very disappointed. I was looking so forward to this. Like, you don't understand. I love Hoorse archery. I love medieval things. I love the medieval part in Star Stable. I love it. I just wanted it to be better, but it's fine. So that's it for Star Stable. Disappointing archery and another nerf, which was a bug fix, which was not a bug fix, but just a nerf. Oh, good grief. Anyway, let's move on to Horse Racing Manager. So Horse Racing Manager is a little horse game that has now released its demo version. I have it on my PC. I just haven't gotten around to playing it yet because I'm so fucking tired. So there's a lot of updates going on here. The demo has been launched. The stable doors are about to open. We are excited for our demo release on the 24th of February, Steam Next Fest. This is a huge milestone for us, and we can't wait to hear about your experience and possible feedback. So they added a bunch of new locations. They changed the horse animations, which I think looks... Alright, so that trot. Like, I could be wrong. But this trot, like the horse's leg... Yeah, I see what the problem is. Like, the horse's leg bends there, like right there. It's driving me crazy. So the horse's leg has to come forward. It doesn't bend there. It stretches, and it's kind of floppy. In our last devlog, we introduced the first steps towards immersive sound design. Since then, we focused on enhancing these elements. We've made improvements to the racetrack audio, adding some depth and detail to the galloping noises, crowd cheer, and ambient sounds. And then they go into the UI UX development. Our specialist has made some significant progress on particular layouts, and I think we are reaching a point where where the game's final visual identity is beginning to take shape. More on this topic later when we get closer to the final designs. We have been thinking of doing a Shatson style? What is that word? What is that? Okay, never mind. What is that word? Anyway, Okay, so they have a medical system, a database handling optimization, scene management improvements, alpha testing, and then they have the Discord server. So what's next? Okay, so I just want to kind of cover this. The updates for Hoorse Racing Manager is some of the most solid I've seen, you know, for run as well as Ranch of Evershine. I just want those legs to like be fixed. Like that is one floppy front leg. That is one floppy front leg. Like that is one floppy front leg. I can't. Like, it's driving me insane. I hope they fix that. But so they have very solid updates. So if you're curious about this little game, I'm definitely going to be playing it because I love horse racing games. So yeah, hopefully you guys can check it out. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about the game. So what's next? We are continuing work on various parts of the game, and we will keep you updated on our progress. We are participating in the Steam Next Fest, and you will be able to play the demo there. After the Next Fest, we have thought about doing an early access release, given that the game is in a state where it's playable. Some side features that might still be missing, but we want to have the core features there and somewhat of a balanced game. We are continuously working to enhance Hoorse Racing Manager, and then your feedback is invaluable. So yeah, go and check out this little game. I'm very happy that the demo has been released. I will be looking at it soon. Like I said, I'm just a little bit overwhelmed, so hopefully I can get to everything. And then I'm going on vacation for 6 years. Anyway, so next one that we're going to be chatting about is Unbridled. Unbridled released its early access on the 19th of February 2025. I'm just going to take a little sip of my cool drinky. It is fucking hot it is fucking hot in South Africa. Ooh. Alright, so they launched it as an early access. Let's go and take a look at some of the reviews. That's interesting. It went from... Wait a minute. This is interesting. This wasn't mostly positive. This was mixed. How did it go up to mostly positive? People are not actually happy with this game. I know that for a fact because like a lot of people have contacted me about Unbridled. Overall, just game that just not very happy with it. And I just find it so interesting that we now have a mostly positive rating where literally a day ago it was on mixed. So, Alright, so let's actually... Ooh, I'm finding this very interesting. I could be wrong, but I think like reviews have been removed or they are bombing it with positive reviews. It feels like it's a push and pull at this point. Like, it's so weird. I was planning on talking about this yesterday, and I know for a fact the thing was still at negative yesterday, or mostly mixed yesterday. Alright, let me just focus here again. So Unbridled has released its early access game. It's currently at a mostly positive, which I'm not entirely sure at this point why, because as far as I remember, the game was in a mixed state yesterday. But yes, for those of you who kind of want to check it out, I personally don't think the game is worth its price tag at this point in time. Just the exact same situation we had with Astride. The game sort of launched too early, and I don't know what's going on with this game. I'm going to be quite frank. It feels like it keeps getting reset, and it's extremely frustrating for me personally because it's just like they put something out, then they take it back, then they put something out. And someone brought up the very fair point that they should have just focused on something in particular, because they have archery, they have English writing, they have multiplayer, they just have so much that they want to do with the game, which is, I think, a bit of a problem, because it's too much. It's way too much for a team of 3. They are very much, adding hotfixes and updating stuff and adding patches. But it's great that they... Oh, sorry, just reading there. But it's great that they are sort of, responding very quickly, and they're trying. I just wish that they had either focused on the archery or dropped it completely, because I just don't think the archery is worth it at this point. Like, it's just another thing that you now have to code. And apart from that, the game just looks very cheap, in the sense that it looks very much like an asset flip, which is, unfortunately, the visual design of a game will determine if players will play it, because a lot of players use horse games as a sort of, a fantasy sort of thing. So they use it as to role play and stuff. I think that there is definitely merit in the game. I just wish that they'd focused on one thing and not tried to add everything in the kitchen sink. But it depends on kind of how it goes forward. I don't know. I am going to be doing a review hopefully next week. I have a lot on my plate. They've clearly added a lot of content, as you can see there. So it depends on how they handle it and how it goes forward. I hope the best for them. I'm glad to see it's mostly positive. I just hope that mostly positive didn't happen because they're hiding reviews. That would be a bit of a disappointment. Oh, I just don't know. Like, this is really bizarre. I'll look into it. Maybe I'm just, it could be like I'm just reacting, poorly to something that I'm seeing right now. So please don't take my word for it. Just something that I noticed, which is a little odd. But yeah, we'll see. All right, so that is Unbridled. For those of you who kind of want to check it out, I would say hang on a little bit before purchasing, because the price does not correspond with the value of the game. But maybe in a couple of months, maybe in a year or so. The game has been in development, I think, for about 4 years now. So it is a very slow-going game, but we'll have to see what the future holds for it. All right, so let's move on to Rival Stars, because why not? So Rival Stars is a horse racing game that has a little bit of a problem between their desktop and their PC and Mac gameplay and the updates and the mobile updates. It actually got so bad that they had to make an announcement for it, because people were just getting very annoyed with the fact that the mobile keeps getting updates and the PC is just getting shafted. So here is their response. I'm going to go through it and give my thoughts on it. So, addressing concerns. So, to our desktop edition PC Mac players, we've seen a lot of comments and questions about the release cadence and potent parity between Rival Stars Horse Racing for mobile and Rival Stars Horse Racing Desktop Edition for PC Mac, so we want to clarify how we approach updates. Let's kick things off by addressing the biggest observation. Yes, the mobile version does often get new features and content first. This means there will often be a gap between when a feature or content launches on mobile and when it later arrives on PC Mac. I clicked the wrong button. Mobile is by far the platform of choice for the majority of our players, and we accordingly prioritize development for mobile, where our mobile development team can implement new features, gather feedback, and adjust content quickly. In addition to working on PC Mac exclusive features, our PC Mac development team also then works on bringing relevant mobile version updates over in large batches, ensuring they're fully optimized for the platform. Since the PC Mac environment operates differently, this process takes time, and we go through additional quality control checks to ensure stable releases. This approach allows us to continue improving and expanding the experience across all platforms in a way which is both efficient and minimizes problems for both our developers and the players. We absolutely love seeing all the excitement around mobile updates and know how eager you are for that content to be on PC and Mac. Your ideas and enthusiasm mean a lot to us, and we're always working to bring the best possible experience to both versions of the game. We know waiting isn't always easy, but we promise we're working behind the scenes to make it worth it. Thanks for sticking with us. We can't wait to share more with you soon. All right, my thoughts. Yeah, you're focusing on mobile because that's what's bringing us in money. It's really not that difficult to see and to understand once you understand that mobile is one of the largest industries at this point of mobile gaming. So yeah, you're making a shit ton of money on mobile. And the thing is, mobile is a constant stream of income because people have to buy premium currency, whereas the PC version simply does not have that feature. So it's understandable. You guys are going to place a lot more emphasis on the mobile than you are going to place on the PC. At the end of the day, it is frustrating. Like, we, as the players, we're frustrated. We're very annoyed that the mobile gets all of these great updates and we're kind of left hanging. The Nubstropper has been added to the desktop. The Mustang has not been added to the desktop. Skills has not been added to the desktop. Let's see what else. It's like a shit ton of stuff. I think there's some... feed has not been added to the desktop. like, we're very far behind. We're very far behind, and like the show jumping that was added to the desktop is like god awful. Like there is nothing there, and it's extremely frustrating. A lot of code types have not been added to the desktop. And now they've added yet another horse, which is the Appaloosa. And it's sort of the other thing that I'm kind of worried about is I feel like Rival Stars is falling into that trap that that Star Stable kind of fell into, with just continuously like adding horses, because that's what's giving them money. So they are just going to continuously like shed out horses without really focusing on making good gameplay. And I think we are sort of seeing this right now. Alright, yeah, there's another ability that we just don't see in the PC version. Like, I might be extremely negative now. I think that I am just being a little annoyed right now because, like, yeah, you guys are focusing on the mobile because you're making money. Not because... well, because a lot of players are playing it and you're making money from that. Which is fair, you know. I'm not saying, oh, they shouldn't make money. That's not really the thing. But, yeah, it's kind of frustrating. We can't do anything about it. You'll get to it when you get to it. It's frustrating, but that's the situation. Ah, fucking hell. Now I'm just depressed. Let's move on. So the last one I want to talk about is Equire. So they made an update on the 2nd of February, 2025. Equire is also a game that has just been constantly doing updates, which I am extremely grateful for. So please go check them out if you haven't already. So they are updating the architecture mode, updating the buildings and how you sort of interact with that, and even a little thing here, so you open the menu again and select a smaller door with a bend bar structure, enabling you to greet your horse before entering. The one thing that I sincerely appreciate about Equire is I do feel that this developer is really focusing on the finer details. I do think that they are putting in a lot of effort, like a single developer again. I'm quite curious to see how it is, because I do like me some management games. If you are not in the Discord, please go and join and show him some support. Very, very cool developer, and I'm very excited to see sort of where this development goes. And very consistent updates, like this is 2nd of February, this one is in December. Of course, he took a break in December, which is perfectly fine. Here is November, so once a month, you know, this person is, this developer is like giving updates, which is great because it gives you it gives you a feeling of how the game is growing, and kind of calms people in the sense that, oh, we know that you are working on the game. Also, I don't think he has a Patreon, any sort of support, so he's really working this out of own pocket, and that is very admirable. So a lot of reasons to go and support this developer. Same with Horse Racing Manager, same thing. If you kind of want to support a little developer who is like putting a lot of work into it, these are developers that you absolutely should check out. But yeah, that's it for me today. Some interesting updates, some sad updates. We'll have to see how it all goes down. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. And yeah, we'll have to see how the next month for horse games goes. Because it's never a dull fucking moment, is it? Bye, guys.